Good evening, everybody. We're back with a new gunpla video, particularly the Gundam Zeta high grade. I'm gonna be very real with you. I've never watched Gundam Zeta at all. I know. I've watched the original Gundam a lot. I watched a lot of the alternative timeline, but never really Zeta. Well, to be fair, I watched like one episode of Zeta, and I really did like it, but it's like years ago, so I was like watching a bunch of other anime at the time. So I never really got around to finishing Gundam Zeta. I did like it. I did like the first episode too, and I do know sort of what happened throughout the whole story. I know I should watch it because I want to get through it and watch Gundam, with the Gundam counterattack, stuff like that, just so I'm more in depth with the lore. Before I forget, yeah, if the light changed a lot throughout the video, that was kind of on purpose because I got a new table and everything, so I decided to like change the light to give it more of an atmosphere, you know what I mean? To give it more life. If it's annoying, tell me. If it isn't, it is what it is. But overall, this build, I generally did like it. For the most part, I think because I'm not very well versed in Zeta, like I never really watched it, I could never really appreciate it that much, but I still like building it. I still like a lot of the colors. I like the frame itself. I like the way it looked. I've always been a big fan of like mechs that could transform into like their, I guess their regular form into like a plane or something, like kind of like in Transformers. I've always enjoyed stuff, so the Zeta always was very appealing to me, especially as I was getting into Gundam. It was just something I really like. I know the double Zeta does it. I know in Gundam Ages, I think like one or two of the Gundam do that. I believe even in Seed and a few others, other Gundam shows, they have a transformation, even like in Gundam Double O, funny enough. So I always really enjoy stuff like that. One of the things about this build, and later on you'll see it, I wasn't really sure about the waveform. I believe that's what it's called. I wasn't sure how they were going to implement it in a high grade, if it was going to be like just one big body, right, and you can transform it like a transformer, or it was just like you have to take everything apart, rearrange them and everything. So I wasn't really sure at first, right? I wasn't confident about that, and I was thinking about it now. I kind of felt this build was a little finicky. I felt that this build was a little like, I thought I was gonna break it in some parts. But I think it's because again this had a transformation, so I wasn't sure how that was gonna work throughout the end. So there's that. Also, I should mention that I got this kit for pretty cheap. I think I got it for like $20 on Amazon. Yeah, I've been eyeing on this for a long time. I was waiting for the price to go down for me to buy it. Unless I got it from Hobby Lobby, what sounds more accurate, but I'm not sure offhand. I did got this from Hobby Lobby. I'm lying. I know on Amazon, I think this costs around $20. I know the double Zetas there, but Hobby Lobby has like almost all the Zetas. They have the high grade, the real grade, which I bought not too long ago, with a bunch of other kids. They even had the not high grade, the master grade Verkai Zeta, which I've heard it has a lot of problems, and I'm still gonna buy it and build it probably around Christmas time. I'm gonna go out and buy it. Every time I go there to look for new kids or even buy certain kits, it's just they're staring at me. And honestly, that's how I felt about all the Zetas, right? Regardless of the grade, I always felt that they were just staring at me, wanting me to buy it and build it, and that little part of my brain that was like, you should go buy it. Go buy it. So I did. One thing I should mention, when I was like clipping up the little pieces, this is kind of going back to my bit of a complaint. I felt that it was easy to snap it, right? I'm not sure I'm the only one who felt about the Zeta like this. I'm not sure it was just this particular variation of the kit, or it was just me and it was just my head playing around. I'm not too sure. But I think, if you want to buy the Zeta, I recommend it. I highly recommend this kit. If I was to give it a rating like an 8 out of 10, something close to that, I feel, maybe it was amazing. I felt it was finicky. I do like the color, the red, white, blue, obviously resembling the kind of like the original Gundam. And later on in the video, I show you kind of the height differences between this, the Real Grade Mark II is part of the part of Gundam Zeta. I did a whole video on the Mark II. I believe that was the Real Grade offhand. I'm not sure. No, it was the Mark II Gundam Real Grade Titan was supposed to be the hguc. And again, I even made it clear in that episode I didn't watch Gundam Zeta, so there's that. But I think comparing this actually to the Mark II Gundam High Grade, I actually do own the hguc. I'm probably pronouncing that group name wrong. I actually have the Mark II Gundam for that one, and I would say that I don't really like it. I felt that my complaints was with that was it was too like the center, right, where the stomach and all that, like the torso was very finicky, the arms were very finicky. Kind of felt the same for this. I felt that they were just very finicky parts when you were putting it together. I'm not sure if I'm the only one when we compared it to the Real Grade. When I do finally go around building the Real Grade, I would say that with the Real Grade for that, with the Mark II, I like that better than the High Grades. I'm not sure if it's just an issue with the High Grades and the Real Grade fixes those issues, but that's probably more due because of the internal frames. We're almost close to the end of the video anyway, y'all. I like all the other stuff as well. And looking at the video and looking also as I was building it, like I actually have the kit on hand right now with me. I think it's a solid piece. It's a lot taller than I thought it would be. I liked all the little parts. If you can't tell, I was actually kind of cleaning a lot of the nubs more. This is what I mean. I felt that putting it together was very finicky. It kind of reminded me of the Massacred Verkai of the Banshee, where I felt like some things were very hard. If you didn't hear a clicking sound, it just fell apart like in minutes. And I felt a little bit the same with this, but this was a little smooth like butter. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I was being a bit of an idiot when putting this together. But yeah, I really overall like building it and really enjoyed myself with this kit. I was just being really stupid with some things because again, I've never like built anything from the Zeta except the Mark II. So building this, it's giving me a good inkling about later, model kits that have different transformations. So I can't wait for that. It's kind of like a testing ground of what's to come. But overall, y'all, I recommend buying this. It really is a good kit. I think we're gonna get into, I believe, comparison. That's the Real Grade, the original Gundam. It's a lot taller, a lot more, and the Master Grade Verkai Banshee, where there is a lot of differences. Obviously, the Banshee being massively tall. I would say this confidently. When we compare the size differences with the High Grades and the Real Grades, I really do like. I think it's one of the main reasons I like the High Grade Zeta, because it's just massive. Same thing for the Verkai. I really like more of that massive size, and this is the waveform of it. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna probably keep it like this because I just like the way it looks, the way it feels. It gives me like this weird raw energy. I don't know why. It's like a weird sci-fi plane. I mean, it is technically sci-fi, but overall, I like it. And I hope you guys have a good one, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Till next time, God bless and be safe.